Good morning and happy November. Oh, wow. Can you believe it? We are in the 11th month of 2020. We are almost through 2020, but we can't finish off the year without reflecting back and thinking of things that we're thankful for. Yep, that's right. Even this year in 2020, there are things to be thankful for. And I don't know about you, but there have been some challenges this year, which I think makes it even more important for us to reflect on what is good and to appreciate the things that have been blessings in our lives in this very interesting year. So, as we enter November, of course, we've got Thanksgiving to look forward to, but why not take that attitude of gratitude and extend it further into the month? So, today we are going to do a craft project. It's quite simple and definitely um, anyone can do this. You can involve children or grandchildren in it. And I think it's something you can even do while social distancing. And we'll get to that in a little bit. But we are making a gratitude tree. And really, we're not making the tree. Nature made my tree for me. What this is, I've got a simple vase. And I have collected some branches while out on a walk. I've got about 3 different branches that I have here that courtesy of that windstorm we had last month, it took out quite a few trees, so quite a few branches lying around in the community. Don't just hijack and break them off of the neighbor's tree. Definitely ask permission to use someone else's tree branches, or you might have some on your own property that you can just ask yourself to use. If you are without trees in your yard, I got these. I went on a walk over at Mark's Slough yesterday, and it's where the city has taken a bunch of the trees that were downed during that storm. So they are there out in the field, just laying there. So if you can get a walk in, take a walk on the path, the paved path, and on one side you can step off and you'll see some branches that are down on the ground already, not breaking them off of live trees, but they're already down. So pretty easy to pick up a couple of branches and might even be able to break them off to the size that you're wanting. But those are there and available. So I got these 3 branches and I shook them vigorously to make sure there were no bugs or spiders hanging out. There were a lot of other natural habitat for them to use if I hijacked these 3 branches. And the other materials, so we've got our vase. I've got my branches put in the vase. If your branches are a little bit wonky, you can use some floral foam, or you can get some of the little decorative pebble rocks from like the Dollar Tree or Walmart or something like that. Fill your vase with those, and you can nestle your branches down in those, and it'll give a nice firm base so your branches stay in place. Other things you might want is a hole punch. I'm using a fine tip Sharpie marker, string, twine, ribbon. I have this kind of rustic looking twine that I'm using, but ribbon would be pretty as well. All kinds of things, dental floss if you get desperate. I've got some scissors. I even have a little bit of glue. I have some scrap paper, craft paper that I'm using as well. And then you have some choices. I've got some fake leaves. You can get a bundle of fake leaves attached to decor, floral decor, in Dollar Tree or a craft store. You can also cut leaf shapes out of paper. That's the way to go. Or you can actually, again, on a walk, borrow from nature and pick up some leaves while out on a walk. I have some pretty leaves here that I picked up around the center, around my home. And of course, that lets you go out and get a little walk, but you also get all these pretty, pretty colors of leaves. I think nature does a great job of providing our decor for us. I do think this is easier to do when they're still a bit damp, when they're not fully dried. These ones sat in my car and started to dry out, so they're a little crumbly, so they're a little harder to work with. But if you get them when they are still freshly fallen on the ground, you can certainly, if they're wet, damp them off with dry cloth. So they're kind of dry to the touch, but still kind of supple. So you have those choices, and there's even more options you can use, and we'll talk about those in a minute. So the point of the gratitude treat is maybe as obvious as it sounds, is to share gratitudes. So we have our branches that are now representing our tree, and then we're going to use various elements to write down gratitudes, blessings, thankful thoughts that we've had over the course of 2020. And we're going to write them on our leaves. You can write them on leaves. I use little tags. I'm going to turn it around here a little bit. So maybe some cute little tags. You can also buy tags that are pre-made. I just, again, used some scrap paper, cut down a square that was one size, another square, made it kind of cute to have the two colors going on, glued one to the other, punched a hole in it, and I wrote down my little blessing. This one is all about being thankful for my family, I wrote on there. And with that hole punch, run a string, or again, you can use twine, string, you can use whatever decorative element you want. And then you just tie those elements to the tree, meaning your branches here. And I like them to dangle a little bit, so I don't tie them tight to the branch. Just like to let them hang there a little bit. Easy peasy. And with the fake plant matter, the fake leaves, sometimes it's easier if you tie a slip knot and just kind of lasso their stem. They can be a bit slippery, so you just want to make sure you got that secured pretty well. And then I just use the two ends. I'm going to tie that one over here. And again, just tie, maybe tie. I'm trying to tie away from me. Aha, there we go. And just tie your blessings onto the tree. And that one happened to reference I'm thankful for the amazing seniors that we have in our community. We're blessed to have so many wonderful seniors here in the Lebanon area. I miss you guys. And for the actual leaves, so these are the ones that fell from the tree. One of the things you might consider is the reason I'm using a Sharpie is because it's pretty easy to write with on a variety of surfaces. And I'm going to write down, I think I wrote I was thankful for hugs on one of these other leaves. I'm going to write down high fives. I don't get to get too many hugs or high fives this year, but when I get them, even if they're variations on what we would normally do, I'm really grateful for them. All right, this is where the hole punch comes in handy again. So even these real leaves are pretty easy to hole punch. So I wrote my little thank you on the leaf. It works way better with a Sharpie than it does with a pen. Carefully run my cord through. And this is where you have to be really, really delicate. As I was saying, these ones are definitely more fragile than our fake leaves or the note cards. So you just got to be really delicate with it, and you definitely don't want to tie these ones tight. But they can just hang out on there. And so you can just keep going, writing all those blessings, counting all those blessings, if you will, all those reasons to be grateful that you have this year, writing them down on a variety of things and tying them to your tree of gratitude. And this can sit on your table or a mantle or wherever you want in your house over the holiday season. Just Thanksgiving, just remembering all the reasons you have to be grateful. And I think this is really important to do this year, especially if you are not getting to spend Thanksgiving with family. You might not be getting to do those traditions you normally like. Well, we still have lots to be grateful for. You still have those traditions. You still have that family. We just need to be creative in finding new ways to celebrate them this year. So this is a great way to do that because you can even include family at a distance. if you're not getting to have that big family meal, if people aren't traveling to be with each other, if you've got family across the country, how easy is it to ask family members to write some things they're grateful for on little note cards and mail them to you? You can read through those and share those things. They'd be ever so precious to you to share what you're thankful for, share memories. I know it's a tradition of ours in my household when we sit down to Thanksgiving dinner for everyone to go around and share something they're thankful for. So we can still do that this year, even if we're not physically together. And this can be hanging out, reminding me of my family while we eat, even if it's apart. So this is a really cute idea. It'd be fun to do, and as I said, you could do it all month long, especially if you're having things mailed to you. How fun would it be to get those things in the mail and to be able to sit down and just add to your tree? The time of year when we're watching leaves fall off of trees, you would be getting to add things to a tree. And of course, there's other things you can add to this tree. You can make it yours. So we've kind of kept it all natural, but if you like a little bling in your life, you can spray paint your branches wacky colors or maybe metallic. You could add glitter to your leaves. You could add photos. You could put photos of your family members or friends that you're so thankful for. Again, that'd be great to do if you were socially distancing and not able to have a meal together. But families could send pictures of themselves to you to add to your tree of gratitude. You could add all kinds of fun things and tchotchkes and whatever you want because it's your tree of gratitude. And really, you don't need a lot to get started. Go for a walk, enjoy the beauty of nature, borrow from her, or go down to your craft store and buy a couple of things. Either way, I hope you guys are having a blessed start to your November, and we're going to keep coming to you with some other craft activities over the month of November. So from the Lebanon Senior Center, just know that you are counted among our blessings. We love our community, we love our seniors, and we hope to get to see you again soon. Bye-bye.